and welcome back to Visions. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've just joined us, we're here with Bonny Hut, who is an artist. Welcome back to the program, Bonny.
Thank you.
Can you tell us, where do you get inspired for your paintings? Do you look at photos, books, or go to places?
Well, each painting I do has a different story behind it. Sometimes I paint something specific, like I've painted sacred geometry paintings or for a specific purpose, or mythology stories, and sometimes I just paint without thinking about it.
Yeah.
I take photos which inspire me, and then I get them printed, and well, what I do is I often start off with a photo or a still life, and then the painting eventually takes off on its own into a different direction.
Oh, beautiful. And you say that painting is kind of like a meditation. Can you tell us how this works for you?
Well, it's how I teach my students as an example. When you are walking around, the mind likes to judge and label everything, which uses up enormous amounts of energy. You think, there's a tree, what do I think about it? There's a car, what do I think about it? We've always got to have an opinion. To paint and draw, for example, a beggar lying on the side of the road, you will be looking at that beggar in terms of shape and tone only.
Yeah.
So judgment goes out of the window. And then the rest, of course, comes from the subconscious mind, which is blank. So yeah, you've got to really quieten the mind and get rid of a lot of the garbage chatter in order to see things simply.
Yeah. And do you only paint when you feel inspired?
No. If I only painted when I felt inspired, I'd say at least 2/3 of my paintings wouldn't have been done in my life. Like I feel pretty inspired at the moment, but I've gone through patches in my life where I hadn't felt inspired. So you just do it anyway. You just put that painting on that easel, get the paints out. If you don't feel inspired, you still sit there. You force yourself to sit there for at least 10 minutes. And then after half an hour, you start to feel very inspired.
Okay, so you actually force yourself to get started, and then the inspiration, when it's difficult, then the inspiration comes a bit stronger, or the motivation comes a bit later.
Yeah, so it's a bit more discipline.
Like anything, really.
Yeah. I mean, because you go through phases in your life, and if you just do things when you feel like doing it, most of the time you won't do it.
Exactly, yeah. It's like they say with children, if you let the children decide if they're going to go to school or not, they're not going to want to go, or they're not going to want to eat their vegetables or something. So you've got to take control.
Yeah, because what is important is momentum, not motivation. So motivation comes and goes. I mean, yeah, motivation comes and goes, but momentum rises. You get more inspiration as you go along.
As you get started, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. And tell us about the painting that you've got here about your subconscious mind, or something you were saying.
It's called Subconscious Spirit, this painting. I actually painted it a long time ago, like 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It's been published in it, yeah.
Wow.
Basically, it's just about the element of water, because I do quite a bit of painting about the 6 elements. And yeah, the element of water being emotion, and also death, what is hidden, and yeah, what's going on in the subconscious, because the subconscious mind rules the ship. So we can often tell our conscious mind all sorts of things to try and change things, but if it's not resonating with the subconscious mind, nothing gets changed.
That's good. Have you found you've learnt a lot actually mentally as well through painting?
Yes. Also, painting and any art form really teaches you who you are. So with every single choice you make, because you've got to say, what colours do I like, what subject matter do I like, what you know, who am I?
Yeah. And what's your vision for the future for your painting and your artwork, and where would you like to see it all going?
I would like artists to start appreciating themselves and their profound work, and for us to create the reality that we prefer, instead of just accepting whatever reality is being thrown at us. Because artists of all kinds can think outside of the square and can show other people to think outside of the square.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And now, how many years have you actually been a professional artist for?
Well, the term professional is a difficult one to define, I suppose. Yes, I mean, I've been painting all my life, but yeah, that's. I suppose I sold my first painting probably 10 years ago.
Wow. And now do people actually ask you to paint specific things for them? Does that ever happen?
Yes, a lot. I do a lot of commission work, which is quite interesting, some of the stuff people ask me to paint.
Do you have a favourite painting?
Oh, maybe the Egyptian with the cat.
Oh, okay, yeah. And what was that inspired by?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I think it comes from a past life.
Ah, wow. Well, thanks so much for coming on the program, Bonny.
Thank you.
And sharing all your artwork and your insights with us.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me be here.
A pleasure. You've been watching Visions. I'm Mirella Rich and our guest was Bonny Hut. I hope you enjoyed the program and we'll see you again soon.